Ooh-wee. Merry Christmas. So this is going to be a sketch on my work was like tonight on a customer. Several customers, but it's going to be one customer.
Do you believe that there are still trapped souls within this penitentiary? No doubt in my mind whatsoever. They're there.
Bear with me. I've never done this before. I wasn't in any plays or anything. Okay, the scene takes place, I'm over by the, I can't remember, the fryer, and I am taking out chimneys. Just got the burritos out in the hot box, and chimneys are trying to get put up.
Did you know what you were getting yourself into? No.
Hey!
Both prisoners and guards.
Do you have any
elements of human nature?
chimneys?
Well, there's no explanation for us. Every day there was some kind of violence.
Yes, I have chimneys. They might not be in the hot box, but that doesn't mean that I don't have any. I just got them out. How many you want? I want 10 chimneys. Are you fucking serious? So, I am now putting 10 chimneys in a bag. Now, mind you, they just come out of the oven and they are like burning hot. So, I'm like, I got my tongs, I got my gloves on. I'm still feeling the heat from these suckers. I am just throwing them in there. I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I put 7 in a big bag. Okay? Now, I got a small bag, and I am going to put the rest in there. So, it's up to 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk my happy butt to the counter, and I proceeded with counting again 10 chimneys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It will be such and such. Puts his card on, goes on his way. So, I am back over on to the fryer, putting the chimneys in their sleep, so I can get the burritos and do those. So I'm like, so the guy walks by, ma'am, yes. Do you have any burritos?
Do you think that he's here, DJ?
It will be 8 minutes. I'm fixing to put them in. Okay, will you let me know? Yes.
Do you think that
Alright, so
should we go in his cell and try and make contact with him?
he's waiting for the burritos. And lo and behold, okay, mind you, I am not a prejudiced person at all. But I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak Japanese. I don't speak Asian. I am not a bilingual person. So, these men come. Don't speak a blasted freaking English, and they speak Japanese. Blah, 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 blah. Huh? I don't speak Japanese. You don't want any way. Hold on. What card do you want? Number 1. Okay. Pull out number 1. Ring it up. $50. No. That's not the one. You just said you wanted number one. You had one finger up. Number one. That is the one that you wanted.
Walking down the cell block, this black mass literally ran in front of me.
Okay, in the midst of all of this chaos of Christmas Day night, and I am working my ass off for 4 hours, my coworker decides to call me up. Ring, ring. First she calls the store phone. Ring, 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 ring. I look at my kids. I don't have time to deal with that. No, that wasn't enough. She calls my cell phone. And I'm like, who the blue blazing balls is calling me when I am freaking swamped with people? Hold on.
And it seems most of that aggression is
And I look,
towards the female.
Brittany? Hello?
Right here, where I was
Hey, are you busy?
here like this, and there was a couple people in front of me, and something just.
Yeah, I've been busy since I got here.
And we were close to
Do we have any of the styrofoam cups?
Stuff happened to people back there. To women, volunteers.
I think we do. Let me check right quick.
That has got to
Ladies, I will be with you in just a second. So I'm prancing on to where the cups are, and I'm counting. I said, we got enough. How many do you need?
I ran upstairs,
2.
looked in the room. She says, I don't
Okay.
feel good. I got it all.
So she goes,
Got out to the
oh,
side here and
thank
went
you.
down and actually hit her head.
I'll be there in a minute. Bye.
This is the first time we've ever
And I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like,
in a toilet.
I know that just freaking did not take place. I just know. So I put my phone back down, and I'm like, I am so sorry about that. I'm telling the ladies. And they're like, it's okay. I was like, no, it's not okay. And so I'm like, and I'm like, it will be such and such. You have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
So many women
Bye.
are being victims of these ghostly attacks. Do you think they're attracted because they haven't seen women for so long?
And so
They just had a crime.
thus
I know if I've been locked up for that
I
long.
deal with the guys, and then he gets his drink, his beer. Oh my god. I don't know why this dude didn't do it all at once, but what the fuck ever. You know? And I'm like, and they're so loud. They're not a quiet people. The men are not quiet people. They're not.
It was very tight.
Now, I have not met some Asian or Japanese women yet,
We always feel this.
but I can imagine that they will be hopefully quiet. But coming from their background and their history and their culture, I'm guessing that women are beneath them. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I am not prejudiced. But when they get hostile with me, and I am working on Christmas night so that they can have their fucking drinky drink and get shit-faced drunk, and they can spend fucking buku's money on lotto tickets. I mean, I do require some sort of respect and gratefulness, because all the other places here in Dumas are closed. So just a few places are open on Christmas night. So they get done. More people come. I cannot, for the life of Zeus, get enough chimneys and burritos into my hot box. In fact, they don't even go into the hot box. Right when I take them out and put them in the little bowl, well, the huge bowl, and I did like half a box or a full box of chimneys and burritos. I went through almost 3 boxes of both. So I'm like, and they keep coming. Do you have any chimneys or burritos? Chimneys are in the bowl. Burritos are in the little case. Can you just give me a minute and I'll get it for you?
We've got about 2 hours before that sun buries itself in the horizon.
Yeah. Craziness.
Darkness
Craziness.
falls.
And I'm like, and I don't get it, thank you. Okay, there's been 2 people tonight that has thanked me
But when an inmate rejected
for working
he was
on
sent to
Christmas
solitary
night.
confinement. The hole. As you came through this doorway,
Yeah.
you stepped into that cage and stripped completely naked. They
An
gave you
older
a
woman. I don't
white
think she's.
cotton jumpsuit, so
She might be
when they
maybe
would
in
take
her
you out,
50s, but she doesn't look very much older than me.
About 98 back there year round.
But she comes in
Gideon Bike.
and she gets, I think it was 2 burritos. And
Feel what it would be like to be a prisoner
she,
locked up in solitary. Now go ahead and shut it.
she
And then
goes,
let's see what this will do.
thank you for being open tonight and for working on a Christmas night. And I was like, you know what? You are like the first one that has thanked me for actually working on Christmas night. I said, I greatly appreciate that. And she's like, well, no other places are open and everything. And she goes, oh, by the way, Burger King has a huge line, so you might want to put more chimneys and burritos on it. I said, I haven't had a chance to. I have gone through almost 2 boxes of chimneys and burritos, and I don't even get them into the hot box. That's how fast they go.
When I got right here, I could hear footsteps at the end of the hall.
And then, so later on, it gets close to time for me to leave, and I'm like, I'm over the night. I'm over the day. You know,
What I felt was this.
I had so much shit on my mind. I wanted to spend it with,
I
you
took a
know,
step back, and I said,
my friends, and I didn't get to do that. I wanted to spend it with my daughter that's in Amarillo. I didn't get to do that. You know, well, that was because of her grandparents. But, you know, even if I was to
knocked down in this very hole.
even be accepted for Christmas over there, I wouldn't have been able to. And that set me off because my daughter is not well. And so we go, and the night gets, we're into like 9 something. And this young man, and he had already ordered his chimneys, and I felt so bad. I was like, sweetie, I am so sorry. I have been so swamped. I did not forget you though. And he's like, it is okay. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then Billy comes in, and he's trying to be nice, and I'm like, dude, this is so fake, so fake. I said, I am apologizing to him. I'm like, I am so sorry. I have been so fucking swamped. I didn't get to do shit tonight like I usually do. I said, I haven't even gotten to do my till or anything like that. And he's like, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm like, he's like, what is in the fryer? I said, those are chimneys. And he's like, okay. I said, I wanted to make sure that you had enough because I was swamped and I wasn't for sure if the 10 to 6 was going to be swamped or not. Or 10 to 4 or whatever.
Are you serious? What?
So yeah, and he was like, so I pulled out how much because I had it exactly without the 20s because I had already put that in the Dropbox. With just that, with what I had like $108 and some change. And so I had to do, I think it was like 56 to make it 50. So that's what I did. And I had forgotten to put the drop in. But see, that's how the craziness of my night was. You know, and that's how done I was. I took off my pendant, freaking all that other crap. And so yeah, in my Christmas night, I hope y'all enjoyed this little skit and my little talk. I really should have drawn a card before I went to work, but I was already running late because I walked my happy ass almost halfway there, realized I had on the wrong shoes and had to walk back. And I told Abby, and Abby is like, what? She's the gym. She is apple of my eye right now, and I love her and Ernie to death, and I am so proud of Ernie for taking that job at JVS. I don't care what anybody else says. You go for what is going to best suit and fit and better your family, you know. And let's face it, he can make 10 times as much at JBS every week and doing hard labor, and that's what he is used to, than making pennies at Allsup's. I mean, to be honest, the man is overqualified for Allsup's. He's overqualified for JBS. But there is not many jobs here in town that are suited for our veterans. And that's the sad thing. When you live in a small town like Dumas, Texas, or even Sunrise, there is not many jobs that are suited, that fit his qualifications, or any vet's qualifications, for a matter of fact. And so yeah, it's really hard unless you live in a military town like Fort Hood, Killeen, places like that are military run, that are suited for and have jobs that are suited and more qualified for their stature. And when you go, and when you have worked hard labor your whole entire life, ever since maybe you were 16 and on up until you was in the military, you know, which intensified that 10 times, you know, going from that to working at a rinky-dink restaurant, it's going to get on your nerves. And so, I told him, I said, I am very proud of you for going out and doing what is best for your family. Never mind what's best for everybody else, because they don't count. They're not fitting over the bill or anything like that for y'all, you know. And this way, y'all can better get to where y'all want to be, living comfortably, you know. And I don't know how Abby does it. I really don't. Bless her heart. She is a freaking gem. She is a diamond of the rough. She is working 2 jobs. And the job that she really loves the most is being a special ed teacher, you know. So, you know, with that mind. And then she's fixing to become assistant manager, which is grueling anyways. And it's like, so she's working 2 jobs. And being a teacher is like, you have to deal with kids for 8 hours. Okay? That's not an easy task itself. And then you have to come to work and deal with customers that are assholes sometimes and whatnot, and deal with the idiots. And I don't know, because I am only working 1 job, and that is Allsup's. And I don't know how, I mean, because that alone drives me fucking crazy. Like, before it is time for me to clock the fuck out, I'm already done with people. I'm like, I don't want to deal with these people. These people are getting on my ever-loving nerves. Especially when you have a whole bunch of Japanese and they're all talking at once and they're talking loud. And it's like, your anxiety goes up and it's triggeration. And it's like, you've got to breathe, you've got to tone it down. And I'm like, no, my ego gets in the way. And I'm like, zip it, one at a time. But I digress. I want to wish everyone a beautiful and safe and happy Merry Christmas, and may y'all be safe on New Year's.
Alright, now we're able to calm down.
Don't drink too much, and if you do drink too much, make sure you have a designated driver.
We got our access
Love
maps
y'all,
out there.
and
I'm gonna name
peace
them all.
out.
Let's just
Bye.
make sure they're in the right locations. And then after this, we'll go back.